Naval Pine High School Student-Led Conference.
Hello, Naval Pine Warriors, and welcome to your student-led conference.
Purpose. Student-led conferences spotlight the most important person in the process, the student. Improve parent involvement and bring students to the point where they ask their teachers, "How can I make my work better?" Student-led conferences put the students in charge, holding them responsible and accountable as they present their work to their parents. This type of conference is a natural progression in the quest to prepare students to thrive in a global society. After much study and discussion, the parent-teacher conference team decided that student-led conferences should be considered as the next step in linking parents, students, and the school. For the student, this type of conference is the ultimate performance event. Preparation. Early and varied communication and planning are important for successful participation in student-led conferences. Begin informing parents through newsletters before the start of the school year. In addition, provide information via school announcements and Swift Reach, and during new student orientation, open house, and any other school-level meetings. Convey to parents and students that participation in student-led conferences is expected of all students and their parents. Teachers should be involved with and informed of the preparations and timelines. They must work with students from the beginning of the school year to prepare them for the student-led conferences. Discussion and role play are recommended tools for student preparation. Organization is extremely important in preparing for the conferences, both for teachers and students. Students also are required to complete a goal sheet and self-evaluation form prior to the conference. Each student will have a portfolio that includes goals, self and teacher evaluations for each class, and sample work. Teachers must maintain folders, also to include 3 assignments for each student in the class. 2 are chosen by the student, 1 is chosen by the teacher. Prior to the conference, teachers must complete the teacher evaluation. When everyone is prepared, the student-led conference can be a meaningful dialogue between the student and his/her parent, resulting in an increased awareness for the parent of the academic expectations for his/her student and the level of progress that the student has attained. The student will be more confident in what he or she knows and expected to know. Well-planned preparation also encourages students to be better organized. While completing the self-evaluation forms, students are required to thoughtfully reflect on their performance in each of their classes and to set goals for self-improvement. The conference. The student is the presenter. The student begins the conference by opening the portfolio and sharing his or her success with goal sheets, evaluations, and sample work with rubrics from each class. The parent is the audience. The parent asks probing questions of the student to gain a better understanding of their child's progress. The teacher is the timekeeper and facilitator. During the first part of the conference, the teacher observes and encourages the student to keep focused on the conference checklist if necessary. During the last part of the conference, the teacher shares great information and clarifies the parents' questions. Counselors and other staff members are still available throughout the building during conference times. Student-led conference roles, goals, and benefits. Teachers' role in student-led conferences. Serve as a facilitator, not a leader. Assist students in compiling a portfolio. Help students understand and practice the self-evaluation process. Notify and schedule parents. Create a comfortable space for parents and students to meet. Circulate around the room, addressing issues of specific importance. Answer parent and/or student questions as they arise. Students' role in student-led conferences. Maintain a work folder in the classroom to save coursework. Compile a conference portfolio consisting of selected assignments from work folder. Evaluate selected assignments to determine what was expected, the things you did well, and the things you could have done better. Goals of student-led conferences. To encourage students to accept personal responsibility for their academic performance. To teach a student the process of self-evaluation. To facilitate the development of students' organizational and oral communication skills and to increase their self-confidence. To encourage students, parents, and teachers to engage in open and honest dialogue. To encourage parent attendance at conferences. Benefits of student-led conferences. Help parents understand what is happening in the classroom. Students are accountable for classroom work and assignments provides quality parent-child time. Provides time to focus on learning instead of behavior. Allows teachers to touch base with more parents. Conferences are self-directed. Allows an opportunity for 100% parent participation. Students, the purpose of the student-led conference. The purpose of student-led conferences is to provide you with the opportunity to share with your parents what you are learning in school. It also provides you the opportunity to share with your parents your educational goals and pieces of your work that make you especially proud. Steps to student-led conferences. Student responsibilities. Throughout the school year, keep your work and assignments organized in folders or binders. Be sure to complete the goal sheet. Be sure to complete the student self-evaluation conference form. Turn in all goal and self-evaluation forms to your classroom teacher. Take home the conference schedule for your parent to make an appointment. On the day before the conference, make sure your portfolio is in order. All materials and your portfolio should be placed in your locker before you leave school. Make sure you have chosen 2 pieces of work per class to share with your parents. Think about areas in which you need to improve and areas in which you excel. Be prepared to share this information with your parents. Come to the conference with your parents. Use the checklist to help guide you through your student-led conference. Be sure to check off each item as you complete it. After you have had conference with your parents, raise your hand for a teacher to come talk with you. After the conference, reflect, asking yourself the following questions. What could I do to improve my student-led conference? Am I doing the best I can in all my classes? Am I planning effectively? Parents, What to expect at student-led conferences? At a student-led conference, your child does most of the talking. Your child will discuss with you his or her progress in each class. Your child will discuss with you his or her improvement plan for the upcoming grading period. After your child has finished, he or she will turn the meeting over to you and the teacher for any further questions that need to be answered. Parents, things to do. Before the conference, make sure the teacher has sent you a conference time schedule. If you have not heard from the teacher, be sure to contact him/her 24 hours before the conference. Make a list of questions and concerns. Review the parent checklist for student-led conferences that you will receive. It lists steps to follow for a productive and meaningful conference. Parents, things to do on conference day. Make sure your child comes with you to the conference. Arrive on time. Take notes during the conference. Ask for clarification on things you do not understand. If you cannot make the scheduled conference time, please call to reschedule. Things to do after the conference. If you still have questions and concerns not answered at the conference, schedule an appointment with the teacher on another date. Fill out the parent evaluation of student-led conferences form. Teachers, goal of student-led conferences: to encourage students to accept responsibility for their learning, to teach students to evaluate their academic performance, to engage the parent, the student, and the teacher in honest dialogue, to increase parent participation at conference time. Teacher responsibilities. Most of the teacher's responsibilities occur before the student-led conference takes place. The following is a list of things that teachers should do prior to the conference. Train students on student-led conferencing. The teacher should role-play with the student how a student-led conference should be conducted. Give all students time to practice. The more practice they have, the more confident they will be during the conference. Provide ample time for students to get their portfolios together before the conference. Notify parents of the new conferencing format. The parents should know that their child will be leading the conference. Send home the parent handout on student-led conferences. Be sure to send a conference schedule home for appointments through a specified class. During the conference, refer to teacher suggestions for conference form. It emphasizes that teachers do not talk. Encourage the student to keep focus on his or her checklist. When you have conversation, be positive and supportive, emphasizing the things the student has accomplished. Keep the focus on the student. Encourage parents to fill out evaluation forms. After the conference, were my students prepared? Was I positive with the parents? Did I think the conferences were effective? What might I have done differently? Was it worth the time and preparation? Q&A time. Questions from parents.
Can I see all my child's teachers?
All teachers will be running student-led conferences. During the conference, you will have the opportunity to leave a comment or concern for a specific teacher and request the teacher contact you at a later time.
Why do I need to go if my child is doing well in school?
Student-led conferences benefit all students, whether they are struggling, excelling, or somewhere in between. Because of the benefits to students, all students are expected to participate.
I can't get time off work. What do I do?
You may conduct your conference with your child at home, contacting the teachers with any questions or concerns that arise. You may contact the teachers to arrange an alternate meeting.
How long does a typical conference last?
We schedule conferences for 30-minute intervals. If the whole time is not needed, then you may leave early. It is important to be on time so every student-parent conference has equal opportunity. Q&A, questions from teachers.
How long will it take for me to prepare for student-led conferences?
Preparation depends on the teacher. Teachers need to fill out an evaluation for each student. Beyond that, it is the teacher's choice how responsibility will be divided between students and staff.
What happens to those parents and students who do not show?
Contact the parent to reschedule. Encourage the parent to conference at home and return evaluation forms. The purpose of conferencing is student ownership.
What if the parent wants to speak with another teacher other than the one at the conference? The teacher holding the student-led conference will document the parent's guardian's concern. Then the concern will be passed on to the appropriate classroom teacher. That teacher will be obligated to reach out to the parent to discuss the concern within a week of the conference. How long should each conference last? It is recommended that each conference lasts 20 to 25 minutes. The first part will be led completely by the student. The remainder of the time can be used to answer questions or to share information.
Q&A, questions from students.
How will I know what to do?
Your teacher will explain all steps of the student-led conference and will help you prepare for it. You will have a chance to practice in your classroom before the actual conference.
What do I need to bring to conference?
Have your portfolio organized with your checklist. You can do it! Good luck!